Guys, back there in the corner, chatting it up. Okay, sorry, there's some technical delays. Next we're going to have Nittai present his startup called Love Advocate. And it is an NGO, so it's not typical. Typically we have, for-profit companies here. And also it's not typical because Nittai is a little bit younger than our typical presenter. So please take it away.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. My name is Nittai Malchin. I'm a senior at Palo Alto High School now. A few months ago, when the earthquake in Haiti happened, I founded Love Advocate, which is basically a non-profit initiative aimed towards improving access to education in struggling countries, and I guess right now we're focusing on Haiti. And so the reason that I started Love Advocates was because I had a personal interest in the earthquake. I watched the news just like everyone else, and I was really drawn to how these people sort of didn't deserve, all the hardship that they were forced through, and I felt like it was sort of my duty to give back. And then also the social entrepreneurship aspect of things, how I was able to start something of my own and see how my decisions had real-world impacts. And for me, it was a really great learning experience and a tool because, I'm sure I'll be dealing with that sort of stuff in the future. And then finally, service learning is something that's important at One Love, where everything is sort of based around cooperative learning as opposed to us just sending a check or sending over soccer gear, computers, or whatever it is. So people are able to really learn how to fend for themselves. When the earthquake happened, I made a blog where I just posted news about Haiti stuff I found interesting. And then once we sort of had a more definitive idea of what it was that I wanted to do, I started fundraising. I sent out a bunch of emails to all my parents' friends and family and everything. And I did a few fundraisers, and we actually got really great response. I was able to raise tens of thousands of dollars and got lots of awareness, raised a lot of awareness and stuff, and so that was really great. And we were able to get the community involved also. I got my soccer club to do soccer gear drive, and we worked with a bunch of different high schools, middle schools, elementary schools around the Bay Area and stuff. And then finally, we talked with a bunch of different organizations in Haiti, and most of the organizations just wanted us to basically raise money and send over a check, which wasn't what I was trying to do. I wanted to sort of, get on the ground and do work myself, and so we were able to form partnerships with 3 organizations that sort of agreed with this vision. If Pigs Could Fly, Haiti Partners, and ProDev. So basically they were already on the ground there, and so they made it a lot easier for us to get stuff done. So our first trip in April, I went with my dad to Haiti, and so basically just to get a sense of what was going on there, we did some work at schools and orphanages with soccer and just education, and then finally we started a computer program there, which I'll talk a bit more about later. And then a few months later we went again at the beginning of this past summer. I brought along 2 friends this time from Los Altos High School. They're also seniors now. And this time we went to the countryside where the majority of people live in Haiti, as opposed to the city where I guess all the attention is there right now. To this area called the Mont Bouton, which is very, very isolated. It's like a 6-hour hike to get up there, and no technology or anything like that. And so basically we were just able to get a different perspective and see how most of the people actually live there in Haiti. And then also the second half of the trip, we went back into the city and continued our work with soccer and stuff, and we expanded the computer program again, which is very exciting. So I think probably the most important thing for Love Advocates was using social networking. teenager, I don't have the connections that other people might have. And so I was able to reach a lot more people than I'd normally be able to. So I made a blog on Blogger, and then a Facebook page, a Twitter account, YouTube and Flickr accounts for videos and photos and all that. PayPal for donations, and Wibia on the blog as well. And then everything's all interconnected and stuff, so I'll post something on the blog and it'll show up in like 5 different places. And so I was able to really reach a lot more people, which was like very pivotal for our success. Yeah, so more about technology. So the computer program that we started, the first trip it was just one computer, and we found a local Haitian IT guy to run it for us. And so now it's expanded substantially. We have over 50 computers traveling throughout 14 different test schools in Haiti. We use the one laptop per child computers. I don't know if some of you are familiar with it. But basically, each kid gets their own computer and they get to see what it is, to type on a keyboard, play with a mouse and all that. And so it's all very exciting. It's been implemented into the permanent curriculum there. So, kids over there sort of get to surf the internet and stuff just like kids in Palo Alto do. So, I don't know, sort of equalizing the playing ground, I guess, in a way. Yeah, so what's next for us? Sustainability is very important. We only work with local people, basically, only local Haitian teachers and stuff, which fuels the economy that way, and people are able to, the Haitian kids are able to, understand better, and I think things go much smoother. And then planning to scale, this is probably what's the hardest right now. I was able to get 2 more friends, but they're also just high schoolers. I have homework and college applications and all that, so time, I don't have all that much time, but it's good. We've gotten a bunch of donations, like this one soccer store donated, thousands of soccer shorts to us, so we were able to send all that over. Yeah. And then finally, using One Love as a model. I think whether it's people, other teenagers who want to work with me and do that, or if they have their own idea, just to be able to see that it is possible to get stuff done and actually make a difference. So these are just a few of the different places. I spoke at the World Future Society earlier this summer. Daily Bring is a newspaper that they wrote about what it was that I was doing. So that just helps me sort of raise even more awareness and everything like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's all.
So I was a social entrepreneur in Stanford a few years ago, and I actually did e-learning in the Dominican Republic. So we can talk after that, I can tell you, but I think what you're doing is really great.
Thank you.
And I encourage every entrepreneur who has some time to also, because I started companies as well, to also spend some time and do things like this to contribute to the community and not just think of the for-profit in the VC world, because it really is very fulfilling to support these people.
To second that, Anat over here is my sister, and me and her actually, and the third co-founder, founded a nonprofit about 7 years ago called MEET, which is Middle East Education Through Technology. And you guys can look it up. I won't take away the stage, but I second that seriously. There's so much stuff that needs to get done, and I know we're all really busy with our lives and making money, but sometimes it's important to put those things aside and also have a big impact on the world. And I think this is a great example of where you can do homework and also other things at the same time. If he can do it, we can certainly do it. Other questions, guys?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Dominican Republic. I worked in an organization that did solve similar issues in India, tried to solve similar issues in India, I should say. And I'm just wondering, when you say you're trying to scale, what are the challenges? Is it getting the funding to buy the technology, or is it having the right teachers on the ground to support it? What do you see most?
I think a lot of it, some of it is funding, because all the funding is basically based on people donating money and stuff like that. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge, and then maybe even just time, because I don't have all that much time to be able to
have you considered activating a network of students that are in other regions, that are in other schools, maybe even other countries, and basically enabling them to be satellites to raise their own money, contribute to this effort, source more funders? It would be a way to magnify your efforts manyfold, to be attractive to them, and take a load off your back.
Right, yeah, so that's what I started doing that with the two kids who went with me on the second trip, so they did some fundraising as well. But yeah, I think that's a really great idea.
I mean specifically to use your social network, to get out there and to specifically target, invite other students so they can join the effort.
Yeah, no, I've been actually, yeah.
There's a great organization here, a non-profit called One World Children Fund, which I think can help you a lot. I volunteered for them a year ago, and what they basically do is they basically handle all the logistics for you. So if you fundraise, they make sure for every dollar you fundraise, the same dollar goes back to the children. At the same time, they kind of qualify the exact. So you mentioned problem finding, who to give the money to make sure that the recipient is a quality recipient. So they go through this kind of process and make sure it's a kind of quality recipient. And so I think, and they sit here in Palo Alto, and fantastic group of people, all kind of ex-Peace Corps people, fantastic people. So it's called One World Children Fund.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
So how much money do you need to raise in order to build sustainability?
Well, right now all of the money is going towards basically the salaries of the teachers who are running the computer program. And so I think we have enough for a while because the salaries there aren't as high as the salaries are here. But yeah.
$10 million.
Yeah. I'm not actually really sure about specific numbers.
What's your Facebook so we can all kind of share it and all our friends maybe?
It's One Love Advocates. It's a fan page, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned sustainability. How are you planning to be sustainable? Where does the revenue come from?
Right. So I guess right now the model isn't all that sustainable because we're basically relying on donations. So I mean the blog is open and you can always donate through there. But and then I think even another challenge is that I'm going to be going off to college next year, and so finding someone who will still be in high school who is interested in and has the time to sort of continue running it.
Have you thought of creating a student group within your high school that's responsible for this?
Yeah.
That every year, younger people can join and the older ones graduate?
Right. There's a Haiti club at my school, and so I've been talking to them about sort of putting this into the more permanent, whatever it is, curriculum or something in the club. But yeah, that's actually a good idea. I can go and form a club at the school and hope for interest from underclassmen and stuff like that.
And so I used to be part of BBYO when I was in high school. In America, they call it AZA, I believe. So, and they do a lot of non-profit work as well. And on a different note, just on a presentation point of view, you kept on looking at the screen. People feel much more connected to you if you kind of stare at them. So try to jump from one to another. Imagine them naked, not neatly, just in general, whatever helps you.
Yeah.
Thank you.